New video footage of a girl believed to be Celeste at David's concert in late August has surfaced, which would be the last date she was seen alive.
A brand new clip just dropped online, and everyone's losing it. The video shows a girl who looks way too much like Celeste popping up at one of David's concerts, and the moment he spots her, he freezes up like he's seen a ghost. That panic alone got people whispering that maybe his hands aren't as clean as he's been claiming. Now with the feds circling in, it's starting to look like the game might finally be over for him. Things are getting wild fast, so let's dive in. The viral concert footage links straight back to the tragic case of 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez, whose decomposed body was discovered on September 8, 2025, inside the front trunk, the FR, of a Tesla Model X registered to the rising artist David. The whole city went silent when the story broke. It was dark, shocking, and heartbreaking all at once. Celeste, an LA teen known for occasionally running away from home, had been missing since April 2024. The last verified footage of her alive came from a liquor store security cam in March 2024.
But the internet is divided on the latest update about this footage. A girl who looks a lot like Celeste was spotted at David's concert on either the 23rd or the 24th of August in Silver Spring, Maryland. She was up on the balcony on the side of the stage watching on, and it's hard to deny that she resembles Celeste. She looks a lot like her.
Her mom had even told reporters that Celeste was seeing a guy named David, though the family never got to meet him. That one fact alone sent alarm bells ringing everywhere. And when Celeste's body turned up, cops traced that same Tesla, towed on September 3rd after being abandoned in the Hollywood Hills near Doheny Drive, to none other than David himself. Word on the block is that the ride had been sitting there for almost a whole month before anybody even bothered to tow it. Tow yard workers started catching a nasty smell coming from that Tesla and called the cops right away. When LAPD pulled up and popped open that frunk, what they found inside was straight up horrifying: Celeste's remains. But wait, this story gets even darker and way grimier. When the autopsy results came out in late September 2025, the cause of death was still listed as pending toxicology. But one thing was clear: Celeste had been dead for weeks before they found her. That timeline changed everything. If she was gone for that long, it means she likely passed sometime around late July or early August 2025, way before David's tour even kicked off.
Features unfortunately aren't super clear, but her hair resembles the hair we know Celeste had from her photos. And she was also wearing a black tube top at this concert, which is what we know she was wearing when she was found dead in David's trunk based on police reports. In another video, we see David pointing at the girl on the balcony while he makes a half heart. The guy she's standing next to is also David's brother, which raises even more questions, and particularly, how much did he know about Celeste and David's relationship?
Then came September 23rd and everything flipped upside down. Out of nowhere, someone dropped a comment under a true crime post about Celeste's case, sharing a few blurry photos and a short video clip from David's August 24th concert at the Fillmore in Silver Spring, Maryland. In those pics, a teenage girl in a black tube top and dark jeans could be seen on a VIP balcony, standing right next to a young guy that fans swore was David's brother, Caleb Burke. The fallout from that clip was insane. People's minds were spinning in every direction. If that really was Celeste caught on camera at David's concert on August 24th, 2025, that would mean she was alive and moving just 15 days before her body was discovered. That detail alone flipped the internet upside down. Every social platform lit up like wildfire. Online detectives were zooming in on every pixel, matching angles, and breaking down every frame. They pointed out the girl's chin cleft, a known feature of Celeste's, and even claimed that David's quick glance toward the VIP balcony was proof they shared some kind of secret connection.
Now, the timing here is very important because the concert was about 12 days before David's abandoned Tesla was towed from the Hollywood Hills area near his house. Authorities have said that her body was very badly decomposed, which has led a lot of us to believe she would have had to be dead for at least some length of time before they found her. If that was her in the video, this raises the question of whether or not 12 days was enough time for her body to decompose to the state that it was in.
Reddit was wild with people posting side-by-sides, comparing Celeste's last confirmed footage from that March 2024 liquor store, where she was rocking Hello Kitty sandals, to this mystery girl at the concert. Even mainstream media couldn't resist jumping in. Fox 11 LA aired a segment on September 24th where a worried parent swore, "That girl on the balcony, that's Celeste, no cap." David's interacting with her crew, and his brother Caleb's right there. That's chilling. Within 24 hours, the story blew up globally. Even The Independent in the UK ran it on September 25th. But here's what really made the footage both captivating and terrifying: the timing. People in the comments were losing it, arguing nonstop. Could a body decompose that badly in just 12 days?
I'm no expert on this stuff, but I will say I was in LA during September during this time, and it was extremely, extremely hot. So the fact that she was in a trunk, closed up, wrapped in plastic in that heat could potentially speed up the decomposition process, in my mind, but also according to ChatGPT.
That question cracked the case wide open and forced everyone to hit pause for a second, because if the timeline didn't add up, somebody was definitely lying. If this footage turned out to be real, if that really was Celeste Rivas caught on camera at David's concert, it would flip the entire investigation on its head. It would mean she was alive weeks after everyone thought she'd vanished, and it would place her right inside David's inner circle, possibly even hanging out with his brother. That would shrink the timeline of her death to a terrifyingly small window and open up darker questions about what really happened in those final days or hours. What started as people just trying to identify a mystery girl soon spiraled into a full-blown digital manhunt. The internet turned into one massive detective squad, obsessed with proving they'd cracked the case. But that obsession came with serious consequences for everyone caught in the crossfire. So here's the breakdown of what people actually saw in that viral footage, and why so many were convinced it had to be Celeste. The timestamp showed August 24th, 2025, at around 9:15 p.m. Eastern, during David's set at the Fillmore Silver Spring. That's 8650 Colesville Road in Maryland.
To the video. Now, while the girl's features do look a lot like Celeste from what we've seen in the photos, it's really hard to know for sure. A lot of people have said she looks a lot older in these videos, and also her height and weight that was previously described doesn't seem to fully correlate with these images.
The place was packed out, a 2,000 capacity venue completely sold out, with tickets starting at $45. And the clip opens with the camera sweeping across the balcony, overlooking the stage. There's a young woman, maybe between 16 and 20, leaning casually against the railing. She's rocking a fitted black tube top, high-waisted dark jeans, and layered necklaces. An outfit that looked identical to Celeste's old social media fits from 2023. She's smiling, phone in hand, with that same cleft chin and sleek straight hair parted down the middle. Standing beside her is a tall, skinny teen in a hoodie. Fans quickly identified him as Caleb Burke, David's 19-year-old brother, and next to them, two other girls in crop tops. But what happened after that moment on stage had everyone's antennas buzzing and the rumor mill spinning out of control. In the middle of performing his song Feel It, David suddenly pauses mid-lyric, points straight toward the balcony, and flashes a grin. You can't clearly hear what he says on the clip, but online sleuths were convinced he mouthed, "Y'all up there wildin'." He waves and the girl waves back, all hyped and smiling. Fans were calling it full-on flirtation, using that tiny exchange to push theories about a secret relationship between the two. Then came the bombshell. A blurry backstage photo popped up online, allegedly leaked from Caleb's phone on Discord. It showed the same girl hugging Caleb after the concert, time-stamped 11:47 p.m., August 24th.
Now, TMZ, who posted and reported on these videos, has updated their article to say that the woman in the videos is not Celeste Rivas, according to a source that is connected to the case. So that could potentially be even a police officer that has already looked into this in their investigation. The fact that they very clearly made this update and blatantly said it is not her according to their source connected to the case makes it sound like they are absolutely sure.
Another photo, grabbed from the venue's now deleted Instagram story, showed the same balcony crew posing with glow sticks. The coincidences stacked up so perfectly that people started feeling like it was too neat, like the story was writing itself right before our eyes. If the sighting was legit, it even matched David's tour schedule. He was performing across the Northeast from August 20th through the 28th, which meant his Tesla had been left parked in LA. That same car was later slapped with parking tickets on August 28th and September 6th, the very one where Celeste's body was eventually found. But here's the kicker. These crucial details got buried in the chaos of social media theories. The medical examiner listed Celeste as just 5 feet 1 inch and weighing about 71 pounds, details that didn't totally line up with the girl seen in the video. The idea that this was all just a tragic mix-up, some random girl who happened to look like Celeste, felt impossible for people to accept. The story was too gripping, too perfectly aligned, like every puzzle piece fit together a little too cleanly. But then came the twist that flipped everything upside down and exposed how reckless online speculation can get when folks start playing detective without the facts. On September 25th, News Nation's Banfield show dropped an exclusive segment that shut the whole rumor storm down cold. The mysterious girl from the balcony wasn't Celeste at all. She was 18-year-old Mia Lopez, a hardcore David superfan from Bethesda, Maryland. She had gone to the concert with friends, including Caleb Burke, who she'd connected with through TikTok mutuals.
What makes this even more eerie is that if it's not her, the fact that David was hanging out with a Celeste lookalike at a time that Celeste was probably already dead. This just makes my skin crawl.
Once Mia saw the internet losing its mind, she stepped forward with rock-solid receipts to prove who she was. She showed her ticket stub for balcony seat B12. Selfies time-stamped August 24th, and even a photo of her venue wristband. All airtight evidence confirming it was her in the footage, not Celeste. But the biggest clincher came from forensic pathologist Dr. Judy Melanin, who told News Nation that based on insect activity and tissue breakdown, Celeste had likely died between late July and early August 2025, a full 3 to 4 weeks before the concert even happened. LAPD even addressed the viral video indirectly during a September 27th press conference, calling for people to stop spreading false info. Still, despite all the proof, some folks just refused to let it go. The comments were full of die-hard believers insisting what they saw was real. Because once the internet locks onto a story, the truth doesn't always stand a chance. It's easy to see why people couldn't just move on. That wild coincidence hit hard, and even after the truth came out, the emotional shock from that viral frenzy kept twisting how folks saw the whole case. But now that the concert footage has been officially debunked, the real question is, what actually happened to Celeste Rivas Hernandez? Let's lock in on the real facts of the investigation as of now. As of September 30th, 2025, the Los Angeles Police Department is still deep in the investigation into Celeste's death. The case is being handled by the LAPD Hollywood Division's Homicide Unit, but it's currently classified as a death investigation, not a confirmed homicide. Still, police made it clear that whoever hid Celeste's body in that Tesla absolutely committed a crime, no matter the official cause of death. So far, there have been no arrests and no named suspects, including David, who's been keeping his mouth shut and even canceled all his U.S. tour dates as the pressure built. The Los Angeles County Medical Examiner's Office released Celeste's death certificate on September 29th, confirming she was not pregnant and hadn't been in the past year.
Details have come to light surrounding the death of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. 3 weeks after the body of the 15-year-old was discovered in the front trunk of a Tesla registered to singer David, her death certificate has been released, stating that the teen was not pregnant, nor had she been pregnant in the last year, per the document obtained by TMZ. The report also said an autopsy was performed on Celeste's body prior to it being released to her family on September 23rd, and that the medical examiner is awaiting toxicology results.
Which shut down a whole wave of wild online rumors that had been spinning nonstop. However, the cause and manner of death are still pending, while the lab waits on toxicology results and other forensic tests. The autopsy's done, but investigators are holding off on calling it until those results come back. On September 29th, LAPD Captain and Commanding Officer Scott M. Williams from the Hollywood Division finally broke his silence, giving a rare on-the-record update to People magazine. And what he revealed completely shut down all that concert speculation once and for all. He stated, "We know for sure that Celeste Rivas Hernandez died, and someone placed her body in the front trunk area of David Burke's Tesla." Williams confirmed that the Tesla, registered under David's legal name, had been sitting parked in the same spot for weeks before it was towed. That means Celeste had likely been dead for several weeks before her body was discovered. He went on to say, "Without knowing the cause of death, we don't yet know if anyone bears criminal culpability beyond the concealment of her body, though investigators are still probing potential foul play." That detail right there is the key that blows the concert theory to pieces. The Tesla got parking tickets on August 28th and September 3rd before being officially impounded on September 6th. And while the initial tow report didn't mention any odor, it was that foul smell later that triggered the September 8th search, the one that led to Celeste's heartbreaking discovery. So what's the LAPD focusing on now? The department's been grinding hard, connecting dots and tightening up the case from multiple angles. Between September 17th and 18th, homicide detectives executed a search warrant at David's West Hollywood rental spot, the same area where that Tesla had been towed from. Detectives didn't leave that search empty-handed. They seized a laptop or computer plus multiple evidence bags full of undisclosed items, possibly phones, hard drives, or digital devices. No arrests were made, and David wasn't even home at the time. A second search at the location where his Tesla had been parked before getting towed also turned up items of interest. One investigator straight up called the vehicle the most crucial piece of evidence in this entire case. And here's where the tech side of this investigation gets absolutely wild and possibly case-breaking.
What I know, wasn't them Tesla vehicles gave the clearest 4K pictures ever of the shooters of Julio? If that's the case, this goddamn Tesla should be the key. If David did this, he's the dumbest thing on earth. Why the hell would you go in Elon's on-road spaceship that records everything and go do a crime and then leave the body in the trunk? They probably got you chopping her up and probably got all types of... This should be pretty easy for the cops to solve.
Forensic teams fully processed the Model X, running DNA swabs from the frunk, with reports leaking that partial prints were recovered from inside the bags. They also analyzed tire treads for travel patterns and pulled Tesla app data for movement logs. But there's a big catch. The car's Sentry mode cameras were turned off, meaning no video footage of who accessed the vehicle. However, data from the OBD2 port revealed the last recorded drive happened on July 28th, leaving David's crib. Even crazier, subpoenaed Tesla logs confirmed that the frunk was popped open that same night in LA, potentially marking the exact moment Celeste's body was placed inside. Investigators also went deep into digital evidence, issuing subpoenas to Discord, X, and TikTok for Celeste's accounts. Those records revealed some disturbing EMO-style posts about toxic love and geotags near David's address. David's phone records have been requested too, and some alleged 2023 DMs between him and an unnamed contact are raising serious questions about grooming behavior. Meanwhile, a witness sweep across his neighborhood brought in statements from over 20 neighbors, some claiming they saw a teen girl, possibly Celeste, hanging around at house parties before David's tour started. And to top it off, TMZ dropped unseen footage from August 2024, showing Celeste in what looks like a heated argument with an unidentified man. A clip that could completely shift how her disappearance is understood. The April narrative that shaped early reports is now crumbling as new leads start to surface, and they're messy. Investigators found out Celeste had allegedly been using fake IDs that claimed she was 19 years old, letting her slip into clubs and possibly cross paths with David's crew. Her family even turned over photos showing bruises on her body, though the pictures are undated and still under forensic review. But let's be real, there's one thing everyone keeps dodging, and it's the elephant in the room. The real damage came from that viral concert footage, the misidentification that changed everything. Even though the clip was debunked within 48 hours, the harm was already done. It fueled existing suspicions about David, many of which might not have been fair or grounded in truth. The internet went wild. Mia Lopez, the innocent fan in that video, got doxxed, harassed, and dragged online before her name was even cleared. And while it's fair for people to demand answers, that viral wave of speculation drowned out the actual investigation. It made it harder for LAPD to follow legitimate leads and for the public to focus on facts instead of fantasies. It turned tragedy into entertainment and blurred the line between justice and mob justice. This case is a harsh reminder of how fast things can spiral when the internet plays detective. Just like we saw in the Maury Davis and Gabby Petito cases, online sleuthing can cause real harm to real people. Celeste's family has begged the public to stay focused on justice, not rumors, urging anyone with real info to contact LAPD at 2134-852500. When something seems to line up too perfectly with the story we've already built in our heads, that's the moment to hit pause and really ask, are we looking at real evidence or just what we want to believe because it fits our version of the truth? It's a hard question, but it's the one that matters most right now. As of today, the case is still wide open. DNA pulled from the plastic bags and Tesla's internal data are still under forensic review. The next big developments are expected to drop mid-October. That's when we'll finally get the toxicology results and a full digital evidence dump. If homicide ends up being confirmed, warrants could be issued fast. Meanwhile, David's silence just keeps getting louder, and Celeste's family is now pushing for federal involvement if the LAPD doesn't move soon. What we do know is heartbreaking. A 15-year-old girl is gone, and her body was found in circumstances too dark and suspicious to ignore. Someone knows exactly what happened. Someone placed her in that Tesla, and justice for Celeste Rivas Hernandez won't come from gossip, hashtags, or viral theories. It'll come from real police work that digs through every lie, every lead, every hard fact until the truth finally surfaces. The concert footage saga should serve as a wake-up call for all of us. In our rush to crack the case and play internet detective, we can end up doing more harm than good. Not just to innocent people like Mia Lopez who got caught in the chaos, but to the actual investigation itself. Every false rumor wastes time that could have been spent chasing real clues. So before we click, share, or post, let's remember that lives are at stake here. Justice isn't a trend and truth isn't a guessing game. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you on the next one.